Hello again and welcome to WTF Dog Training, working in conjunction with the Happy Dog Training Academy. I'm Graham, Master Dog Trainer and Canine Behaviourist. My goal in life, now I'm retired, is to teach dog trainers to be qualified dog trainers through the CPD group. Our aim, both mine and my staff members, is to keep dogs away from rescue centres, keep them off the euthanasia table and keep them in family home through our training regime. So I know you haven't come here to hear me talking about it, so let's get after it, shall we? Welcome to WTF Dog Training. Hello and welcome to another podcast from WTF Dog Training. With all this glorious weather we've been having, it's absolutely brilliant outside, and I'm not going to go on about whether you should take your dogs for a walk or whether you shouldn't take your dogs for a walk in this hot weather or not. I think that's been pretty well covered over Facebook and the internet. But what I do want to talk about this evening is these little fellas. Fleas and ticks, the bane of people's lives, I understand. But we're not going to talk about whether you should get fleas or whether they get fleas or whether they don't get fleas or not, is immaterial really. But what I do want to talk about is a lot of vets and a lot of people that I speak to, they actually say their dog is allergic to fleas. And after 30 years of dog training, I've never found one dog, not one single dog, that's allergic to fleas. You might contradict me and say, oh, my dog's allergic to fleas, but I promise you, your dog is not allergic to fleas. Okay, fleas are just an irritant to your dog. What happens is the dogs, they will scratch when they've got fleas, they'll itch. Ugh, horrible. They irritant to dogs, but your dog is not allergic to the flea. It's not the flea your dog's allergic to. What your dog's allergic to, your dog is allergic to the flea bite. Okay, the flea bites your dog, and what happens is with the bite they inject saliva, and the saliva is an anticoagulant. Okay, it's an anticoagulant to stop the blood from clotting. When the blood doesn't clot, they're allowed to drink more, or they drink more. Just the same with fleas and ticks. The saliva is an anticoagulant, it stops the blood clotting. Okay, and if you've been away over to Spain, one of the hotter countries, and you've been bit by a mosquito, you'll find exactly the same thing. Okay, the mosquito bites you, they suck the blood from you, but it's not the mosquito you're allergic to, it's the mosquito bite. It itches, you scratch, and the more you scratch, the more it itches. And it's just the same with the dogs. The more they scratch, the more it irritates them, and the more they itch. And unfortunately, what happens in dogs is the bite gets infected. The bite wound itself gets infected. Okay, and that makes it even worse. It itches even more, the dog starts to scratch more, and it's an ongoing thing. Eventually, if it gets infected, you'll pop down to the vet, and the vet will no doubt tell you the dog is allergic to fleas. Okay, and they'll give you some antibiotics to get rid of the infection, and they'll give you probably a free tablet or some spot on, goes on the back of the neck. But your dog gets them ingested, even the spot on it goes in the dog's bloodstream, and they still have the flea or tick has got to bite your dog. If the flea or tick bites your dog, then you've got the same problem. Okay, the flea might well die once it's sucked the poison blood up. The same with the tick, they'll die. But the problem exists still that the dog has been bitten by one flea and it irritates them. The flea might bite him 5 or 6 times, but he might have 10 or 15 fleas. Okay, and then you're just going to have this ongoing problem all the time. Every time you go out, yep, the vet will say that spot on and the tablets you take, the anti-flea tablets, they work for 2 or 3 months during the summertime. But it's still the same problem. The flea's got to bite your dog, and that's no good at all. What we need is something to stop the flea getting on the dog. If the flea doesn't get on the dog, then it can't bite the dog. And I've never used them sort of chemicals. I've never given flea tablets. I've never given spot on. I don't even use flea sprays. What I use is citrus juice. Yep, the citrus, either lemon or lime. Yep, go down to the shop, one of your supermarkets, and buy a Jif lemon that you can buy for cakes and things like that. And then add a little bit of water to it. And then when you're going out in this kind of weather, this hot weather, okay, that's when the fleas are prevalent. That's when you want to be giving your dog the spray. And just spray it on your dog, over the legs, over the abdomen, over the back. Spray it on your hands, wipe it over the face. Don't spray it on the face, just wipe it over the face, okay? It'll irritate their eyes if you spray it on the face, but just wipe it over, and that will stop the flea from jumping on your dog. It stops the ticks getting on your dog. If the ticks don't get on your dog, they can't bite your dog, therefore you don't get the problem. Dogs are not allergic to fleas. They're allergic to the flea bite. Okay, so hope you enjoy this little podcast from WTF Dog Training. Like and support, share with with your colleagues and with your friends and neighbours that have got dogs. We're here for your benefit. We're a non-profit organisation. All the money we do make, we're going to rescue dogs that we teach. Okay, it's nice to speak to you again. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye now.